What is going on, people? Welcome to a brand new episode of Pitstop Fracas. I'm your host, Anik, and today I'm joined by Martin and Kwame to review the Qatar Grand Prix. On a night where Lewis Hamilton has collected race win 102, yes, 102, he's reduced the points gap to Max Verstappen to only 8 points. And we're here to discuss the race itself, touch on the aftermath of the Brazilian Grand Prix and qualifying, of course. Let me quickly go to the pod veterans that are joining me. Kwame, how you keeping, bro?
I'm good, bro. That's the veterans, Hey, it feels like yesterday since we've kind of started this pod, but good to see it, bro. And yeah, the race today it was an interesting one. It exceeded my expectations of what I thought Qatar was going to be, but I thought that mainly because of the penalties and the ties. But we'll get into that later.
It's me talking away on mute there. Yeah, we'll get into that, of course. And obviously, Martin's in the house as well, rocking the Alpine do-rag, yeah? Is that why you chose in blue today?
Nah, we can never rep for Alpine, man. Not while that guy's there.
Who's that guy? Old man?
The old man, yeah.
He done all right.
You say, man. You got respect what you did say, man. He held off Red Bulls.
No. Can't respect anything. Can't respect that at all. Never.
I mean, he finished a long way behind Max Verstappen and Hamilton. But yeah, look, we'll get into that. Let's get all the management stuff out of the way, guys. Yeah, this is our first ever YouTube live. So please continue with any comments that you're giving us. Let's keep that chat flowing. No inappropriate comments, please. There could be a few people joining. And I know there's a few people, especially from the Pitstop Fracas community, that want to get some stuff off their chest. I'm looking at you, Kunle. Some of the stuff you've been saying recently in the chats got us going mad. But yeah, regardless of that, if you're watching this back on YouTube, please make sure you give us a like, subscribe, comment under the video. If you're listening back on Apple and Spotify, give us a 5-star rating and a review. Always helps. Twitter, as ever, follow us at Pitstop Fracas. Yeah, get us in the comments, get us in the mentions. We love it so much. Keep that engagement, that banter, that conversation flowing. We're building a great F1 community, and long may it continue. Right, management stuff out of the way, guys. Before we get into the race itself, I want to kind of touch on the aftermath of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So we're all on a high. Well, Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton fans were on a high. He collected probably the greatest win of his career to date. But there was one little thing we were waiting for. We were waiting for them to release the cut. When I say the cut, it's the front onboard footage of Max Verstappen's car as he headed into turn 4. I think it was on lap 47. He kind of ushered Hamilton out the way as they were dicing for position. Mercedes obviously viewed this as new evidence and substantial evidence, which gave them a right to review. He lingered on. I think they discussed it on Thursday night. It lingered on. A decision was made on Friday after FP1, and hey ho, Max got no penalty whatsoever. So yeah, let me come to you, Martin. What were your thoughts on that?
Expected.
Yep.
It was dragged out. It was expected. It was clear as day. I suppose everyone saw it. If everyone knew it from before the footage was released, and drivers were saying you can't do that, you can't push out a car out that far, completely miss the apex. But I suppose, like, as people have been saying, the FIA don't like to go back on their decisions, do they? So if the stewards said they noted it and they didn't feel like there was anything to add, what more can I say? I really don't know. Yeah.
Brother, you're always one for agendas and, stirring up conspiracy theories, this, that, and the other. Just be honest with me, bro. Our FIA doing all they can for Max Verstappen and Red Bull to win this championship?
Listen, well, I have a theory. It's not quite ready yet. but all I know is there's Ferrari, Red Bull, and FIA collusion going on. They're all too buddy for me at the moment. There's some collusion going on, but we won't talk about it right now. You might have to drop it. You might have to drop it once Lewis dunks and then we're number 8. But yeah,
we might have to say that for a special one-off pod. But yeah, let me just quickly get your thoughts on it, Kwame. Do you think it's going to change the way in which, I mean, drivers did say after the incident that, well, Leclerc turned around and said, look, he's going to change the way he drives. Do you reckon this is going to have an effect on drivers and the way in which they compete on track moving forward?
I don't think it'd be a significant amount. I mean, I think certain drivers might, push the edge a bit more, but I don't think it'd be a significant. Like if it was like other drivers as well, Verstappen were doing it in the race that weekend, then possibly. But it's one-off. It's just Max. I don't think it'd be that much of a difference. I feel like Max himself, though, he may push it more towards the edge with the coming races because he knows that, okay, cool, I got away with it last time Brazil. When it comes to Saudi, when it comes to Abu Dhabi, then I'll push it. But the other drivers, like, Leclerc, let's say, or, Lando, I don't see it personally. But, yeah, I feel like I agree with what Mark said, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not going to say too much in the case, but it happened. They should have penalized him there, but they didn't, and they don't have to drag things out or legal things. So, yeah.
It is what it is, man. That guy though, Karen Horner, man, he was frustrating me the whole weekend. I'll be honest with you, he's been frustrating me the whole weekend. I mean, he was complaining about Mercedes rear wing again, trying to suggest that they got something going on. Martin, again, I'm gonna come to you on this, bro. What would you make of it? Is that car illegal in your eyes? Have they turned up the engine? We know you told us they were going to turn it up in Austria, but
that car's definitely illegal. But I don't care.
We don't care about that.
I don't care. I saw it in Mexico, and I'm like, that car's illegal. That car's illegal. But as Toto says, listen, if it passes all the tests and it's within the in what he sees, what the regulations they're given, and he feels all those all his specs and all the rear wings are within the regulations, who am I to argue with Toto? Like that's for Karen Horner and the FIA to find things wrong with it. But as I said, they're finding a lot of pace from they found a lot of pace. They turned the engines up. We heard them say that basically, like the reports from after Brazil, that the engine that Hamilton had wouldn't last for more than 4 races because of how high they're running it at the moment. And it's just like that's why they even had to change the engine from the one that he used in was it Mexico? Because the one he had this weekend was the one he used in Mexico. So you can see they're really trying to preserve as much that engine as much as they can, because the final 2 races, the straight line speed you're going to need, and they're going to need it, because Abu Dhabi isn't going to be as clear cut as everyone thinks it's going to be. It's going to be a very tight race between him and Max, and they're going to need all the speed they can get. I think Jeddah, and I suppose we'll talk about the track a little bit later, but I think Jeddah is a bit more of a slam dunk for Mercedes. But yeah, as I said, Abu Dhabi, they're going to need that. They're going to need everything they have, because I'm sure Red Bull even going to try to come with some upgrades, as they love to do.
It'll be interesting to see. I personally think, looking ahead, we're going into 2 unknowns. That Jeddah track, they only raced there on sims. I don't know if the fucking tarmac's down and ready there. Like, I didn't even know if fans are going to be there. So that's an unknown. Number 2, yeah, they've amended Abu Dhabi so much, so we just don't know. Yeah, I genuinely think we're going into the unknown. So
I think with Jeddah,
it's anyone's guess.
With Jeddah, it's a straight line speed, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of straights and there's a lot of high speed corners. So
exactly,
the Merc is very good for those type of races, and it's kind of like back to Monza, where you have a Merc power car. You're going to do well. Like the Red Bull struggled at Monza a bit, and it will probably struggle a bit at Jeddah. And Horner knows that, and that's why he's so scared. He knows that.
But you never know. But you never know. Like it's a street circuit at the end of the day. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is a street circuit, and Azerbaijan. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget what happened in Azerbaijan.
It's not quite street. It's a street circuit. But it's basically its own circuit. There's no street about it.
Yeah, but you never know. Like the makeup of that circuit could be very similar to Azerbaijan. You just don't know. In my view, you genuinely don't know. But I'm going to quickly come to you, Kwame. Are Red Bull shitting themselves now, based on that? Do you reckon the fact that they're deep in, they're always discussing, Max is like touching the rear wing, they're just fucking complaining all the time, man. Like, are they shitting themselves?
No, yeah, I think, I think they. I feel like Red Bull. I feel like they've kind of poured their eggs into the basket with Abu Dhabi, and things with Abu Dhabi as well. It's only from what Mark says as well with Abu Dhabi. Like even in the past, it's never been like a clear-cut circuit. It's always been a circuit that's always been very tightly challenged. Mercedes have had their spells there, Red Bull have had their spells there, Ferrari have had their spells there. So I don't know what's going on that track. I thought they're going to pour the eggs into our basket. Right now, you're seeing a lot of complaints. Like again, Horner sent to the stands because of him complaining about the WO flag, which was made no sense because Gasly. He had the punch, I believe, on the in the qualifying.
Yeah,
and nothing you can do. It's his tire went. He pushed a bit too hard, and he was on the track, so they're gonna have a double yellow flag. Unluckily for Max, he was behind Gasly, so his lap got impacted. But even then, he was still lapping faster than his previous lap anyway. So it wouldn't have made a difference. But these times, he's still complaining to the stewards. What do you call them? He called them rogue marshals.
Rogue marshals.
Like
rogue marshals. It's
just need to talk. The ring as well with Max. I feel like he lost his head there. There was no need for him to touch it. There was no need for him to touch it. Bro, just look at it and then keep moving. He touched it and he ruined himself. So yeah, I feel like they are panicking a bit. Not panicking like worrying, but I feel like they've been a bit weary of Merck's somehow faster car. Like we talk about the GC, we don't know where it came from. The ring somehow. It's heavier, but it's faster. The engine's a bit faster, but not as faster to close the gap. It's been so, yeah.
Anyway,
I do want to add about the wing as well. Like, what is Horner even talking about? Like the FIA had the wing for a week. Like they've had that wing for like how long? And if they obviously would check it, they've probably gone through it. They can see every detail of it. So what is he talking about? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. The guy's just he frustrates me so much. He annoys me. I don't like him. I really don't like him. He needs to hurry up.
What I reckon they're trying to do? They're just trying to poke holes in that Mercedes, trying to find something wrong with it. And if they try and get that, they're probably looking for anything. If they find the FIA to investigate one part, they might find, I don't know, something wrong with the engine or the sideboard or the floor or the fucking front wing. Look, it's obvious to see that they're just trying every trick in the book here now.
Literally, I have a feeling this championship isn't going to be done in Abu Dhabi. It's going to go long after that. I have a feeling like Horner's going to try find something. He's going to try find something.
It was interesting because actually after the race, they interviewed Toto and they said, look, I think Damon Hill asked him the question, said, if, hypothetically speaking, if you do lose a championship, how would you react? And Toto basically just said, look, at the end of the day, the team who gets the most points wins the constructors. The driver gets the most points wins the championship. He basically suggested we'll have a couple of sleepless nights. We'll dust ourselves down and we'll go again next year. Something tells me if the shoe is on the other foot and Max doesn't end up winning and Mercedes end up winning the constructors, these Red Bull boys will be arguing long into the winter, complaining.
Bro, they put everything into this year because they know that obviously Honda's going to leave after this year. So they know that engine freeze, they can't do as much work. Yes, they're going to bring new guys in. Yes, they're doing whatever, but this is pretty much make or break for them. And next year as well, with regulation changes, no Ferrari, they're putting their money in. But no McLaren putting money in. Even Aston Martin, they're going to put money in.
Be careful of Ferrari next year. I'm telling you now, be careful of Ferrari.
I think they're scared because they feel like now, next season, this is the last chance. I feel like they're not the last chance, but their best chance of winning a championship with Max.
Yeah. I mean, let's quickly touch on the final part of qualifying. Then, obviously Lewis was able to stick it on pole, half a second clear of the second place man at the time, which was Max Verstappen. However, as you touched on, Kwame, Pierre Gasly got a puncture. I think as he came out the final couple of corners, and was therefore held up on the pit straight. As a result, they were waving yellow flags, to which Carlos Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, and Max Verstappen didn't obey. They were basically pushed further back on the grid, which resulted in, I think, Bottas started. No, I'm doing this in a crazy order. Verstappen ended up starting P7, Bottas P6. Who was P5? Sainz was P5. I don't know who was P4. Alonso was P3. Gasly was P2. Hamilton P1. And yeah, let's just talk about the next big thing that happened in the race. And I mean, we can't hide from it. Alonso had a fantastic race, and Alpine had a fantastic race. You know, coming off the line, Alonso was dicing with Gasly. I think he was able to get ahead of him, and then you know he was able to make those hard tires last right up until the end of the race. He ended up coming third. Ocon came P5. Talk to me about Alonso, Kwame.
He had a good race. I mean, he one of the only few people to utilize the one-stop strategy that actually worked out in his favor. We saw Russell try the one-stop strategy puncher. Bottas, who went over the kind of recommended lap limit of 30 going to 34 puncher. Norris as well. Puncher. Like, a lot of these guys are getting punches, but to give to Alonso's credit, he was very cool and composed. He didn't drop down the field as well, unlike Pierre Gasly, who I think we're going to talk about after. I can't lie because this weekend, but yeah, I feel like they're
we got to speak about AlphaTauri, man.
Yes.
Starting P10 and finishing what? Where did he finish?
Starting P2, bro,
P11?
and dropped down to P11.
Sorry, P2, and he started he ended up like P11 or something.
Yeah, P11.
Not good for them.
But no, we'll talk about Gasly later. But yeah, I mean, their qualifying pace was good. Obviously, to get helped out by Max and Bottas dropping down. Max, yeah. But we'll have to talk about Bottas and Perez. But he just did what he needed to do, kept a clean race. He didn't push over the tires. He defended well. He didn't defend well, but he joined the pit stop was, I feel like, the key aspect. I feel like Perez went a bit too early, which gave Alonso a bigger gap. And then he just stayed composed and he did his thing. And even then, Perez, even though Perez passed Ocon on the one lap, Norris had his tire issues. He still didn't catch up Alonso. So it just goes to show how good Alonso's lap pace was this race.
Yeah, he was lightning quick at the start, Alonso, to be fair. And these comments are crazy, man. This is why YouTube Live is very risky. I don't know if you guys can see the comments, but yeah. Nathan, we love you on the pod, brother. We love you on the pod. But yeah, I think coming on to Alonso at the start, he nailed it. It was the L plan, and he literally, I think, wasn't even like telling Ocon to defend like a lion or something against Perez. It was quite funny as well. Yeah, it was good. But honestly, from what I could see, especially in Alonso managing those tires, it was fantastic. Because I don't know if you guys seen, but if you look on like the replays of a tire before it bursts, it goes really slow. And on the last couple of laps, his front left, if you watch it back, it was like literally on the verge of exploding the same way it happened to Bottas, Latifi, and co. But yeah, Martin, want to get your thoughts on Alonso as well and Alpine in general.
No, you don't need my thoughts on Alonso. Well done. He did what he had to do in it. I don't care. Ocon drove well though, and I think Ocon is finally done something. He hasn't done anything for a while. He's got a new contract, and I think he only since the contract he had the win, and then nothing else. Like really, he was kind of just falling down the pack. And you know what? It's really nice to see him actually have a good race for once. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. The future, that he has the potential to be a future Mercedes driver if they're still good in a couple of years. So well done, Ocon.
So I want to ask you one last question on Alonso, Martin. If Perez didn't pit again, and Bottas had tyres, would
They would
we
have both
be
dunked
sat
on him.
here?
They would have both dunked on him.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Brother,
Oh, yeah,
you got to
Alpine
give him his
trash
props. What
car.
was it? His first podium in 104 races or something?
Exactly. Throw
Unbelievable.
your L
7
plan
years.
in the
but we
drain.
finally got it.
I don't care about your L plan, Alonso. Go away. All I'm seeing is L plan on a TL. L plan. What is this?
What is? I actually don't know what L plan is. I'm
I
seeing it in
don't
the
know
comments
what
as
that
well.
is.
I'm just saying L plan just for the sake.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
Matt,
plan
Matt.
was.
Comment down below.
Can
what L plan is.
someone in the comments tell us what L plan means or what it stands for? We're out here like kind of wondering what it means. But it was a plan of some sort. I mean, he ended up coming third. Alpine, third and fifth, good set of points. They really did dunk on AlphaTauri this weekend, though. Let's talk about Gasly, man, because like for a guy that started P2, and did we just say he ended up? Where did he come? P11, yeah. That's not good, man. That's not good. Do you reckon it was just a case of like his tires not lasting and him having to eventually doing the 2-stopper and just not working out for him?
Bad strategy.
Talk to me, Kwame.
I don't even know what happened to AlphaTauri because, listen, I'm Alpha Kwame as they saying it. So I've tied my team out, on early. And qualifying they did very well. You know what P2, I believe P5 for Yuki. I thought they were going to be fine. The Alpine, opponent spot. But I don't know. I still don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the lack of race pace for them. I know Gasly had some issues at the beginning of the race that made him drop down, and he just struggled to recover. But it just wasn't their race weekend at all. I feel like the strategies. Masters got a point when he said on the trail. I feel like none of the teams really had a good strategy this weekend. Everyone just on vibes because they just came. Just their first race here, so everyone just on vibes. Even Alpine bus case, Mercedes, they do. Alpine bus case, but that's it. So I don't know what happened to AlphaTauri. Like I just saw they just dropped down, and I think it's just race pace and strategy, to be honest with you, because it was both Gasly and Yuki, not just Gasly, not just Yuki, both of them as a team. So I feel like that's what the issue was.
It's not.
They pitted them too early, innit? That's what.
Yeah, pitted straight away. Yeah, Gasly was pitted straight away.
Yeah, because they started on softs, and then Gasly ended up going on news mediums at the end. So
it was. Like I said earlier, like all the teams they had bad strategy, but I feel like AlphaTauri's was just the worst. They didn't know what they were doing, and I know it's hard when you're going to a new track and you have to figure out how what's the strategy because you have nothing to base it on. Like it's not, and there was no support races either, so it's not like you had the support races so where you could even get a little bit of data from. It was just like they had no idea at all, and I kind of felt sorry for like Gasly and Yuki because I think even Gasly was like a bit frustrated with it at the end of the race.
He was pissed off, man. He was pissed off.
He was mad on the radio.
Yeah, but he was. I don't know if those fucking rumors are true, but he's been in Twitter as well, jumping in spaces and stuff.
That's why he was down. He was the first after the race.
He's down bad.
He was down bad.
He was down bad. No, not a good weekend for AlphaTauri. Man.
I think that as well. Well, real quick though, like AlphaTauri though, like it's kind of been happening though, like not as bad, but like they've been qualifying very high, especially Gasly in the top 6, and then they kind of drift off. This Richard guy, man, and then they drift off to like the mid or towards the end of the points. I've noticed that late their qualifying has been better than their race, and I think this one because it's such a drastic from second to outside the points. I feel like we've now started to notice it, but yeah.
And there was so much made of it this week as well, like of AlphaTauri versus Alpine, and like it was like we always bombarded with McLaren versus Ferrari, which no one cares about. And then you got like so now we had Alpine versus AlphaTauri, and they were just making so much a big thing, and then AlphaTauri just choked on the day, like they forgot their lines.
They bottled it.
Nothing as well. So like Alpine, they were fighting Aston Martin at the beginning of the season. That's not, it was just ahead of Williams and Alfa Romeo. And like Alpine were kind of middle, and then you had the McLaren and the Ferrari. So now Alpine have actually, I gotta give it to them, to be honest with you, they've improved. Now they're slowly seeing like they're working their way up across the midfield, because now they're ahead of AlphaTauri, so I've got to give it to them.
Yeah, look, whatever it is, it seems like they've got that 5th position now sorted. They're 25 points ahead.
Yeah, 25 points clear.
So obviously the race win as well in Hungary all contributes to that. So look, fair enough. Thank you F1 for bigging up this battle between the two. But it seemed like Alpine got the job done in Qatar, and probably the rest of the year they've probably got that P5 secured. The race itself, though, guys, Hamilton got off the start and literally controlled it from there. Verstappen battled from P7 up to P2, I think, after a few laps. Let's talk about how Gasly also went wide on like the first couple of laps, conveniently to let Max through. But that didn't surprise me one bit. But Verstappen battled back. But Hamilton just seemed to seal it off. But the second drivers, I want to talk about them as well, like Perez and Bottas. Let's just talk about Bottas, because I think he was down in P11 after the first couple of laps, and he just slowly battling his way through. Toto jumped on the radio, told him, "Yo, put your foot down now, because you're fucking slowing up here."
Is he not embarrassed that your man has to come on
that
the
was
radio
shocking
and tell you pick it up,
speed up? Yeah, literally told him, "Bro, speed it up."
If it weren't for the Merc strategy bottling it today, that guy should have been sent to The Hague for the crimes he was committing on that track.
It was appalling. He was like stuck behind Stroll. I was just watching it. I was obviously more focused on what was going up top, but I was just watching the timing screen. I was like, he's not even getting close. He's not even getting fucking close.
I was driving like he was on the South Circular, just driving like a Sunday drive on the South
Average
Circular.
speed zone.
Exactly, bro.
Right, he's scared to go into ULEZ, man. That's what it is. he's just shook to go into ULEZ. That's what it is. But I think with Bottas, I think after the first round of pit stops are made, he decided to continue on track on those medium tires, which eventually exploded on him, unfortunately. Hate to see that happen to a driver. I really mean it, yeah. Do you reckon as a driver he should have called that, or do you reckon it's Mercedes' fault in that instance?
For me personally, I feel like when it comes to strategies, it's on the team, because they've got the information in the pit wall there, so they should communicate to the driver and tell them, okay, we feel like the tire's going to go this lap, pit in, and then if the drivers feel like they can overrule them, then cool, say it. But if not, just follow the pit wall, because they've got more information than you do on your wheel. But at the same time, again, I'm not sure if Bottas was complaining vibrations. I don't think he was, or if not, it was very small. But if there was that issue with the tires, then he should have said and should have told his team the issue, because I feel like it was very avoidable, because you overpushed. You went over the lifespan of the tires by 4 laps. So he's really
I think it blew on 35. Pirelli said it had 30 laps worth of racing. Toto came on the radio. No, not on the radio. Toto came on afterwards and said they saw no indications on their sensors, just a minor vibration, and then all of a sudden it went bang, which Latifi, I don't know whether to believe that or not.
Latifi said the same thing as well. He said when his tire blew, he said he had no vibrations, and he just didn't expect it at all. So it's probably just, as I said, you haven't raced there, so the information they had was very limited, but you can't really put that one on Bottas. I know someone tried to put it on Bottas.
Don't say names.
I would say no names, but Bottas is number one hater. Try to put it on him, but I don't really think you can put it on him. So
I'd about to say as well, like on the track as well. They were saying in the practice and he's qualifying. There was a lot of like marbles, I believe, on the curb, which was causing a lot of issues for like vibrations and whatnot. So as that's being picked up on the track, that's going to cause a lot of issues. And like you said as well, it wasn't just Bottas that issue; it was the T3. Those other drivers, those Gasly, those other drivers who were causing issues. So yeah, I feel like it's just a track where the issue was, and the tires. bad mixture.
Yeah.
Low punches. We've seen before in Silverstone, for example.
So it also affected Perez as well. That was, come on, guys, pretty stupid of Red Bull to bring him in, right? For another pit stop. He had to then fight his way through, I don't know, Ocon, Stroll, Sainz. I don't know. He had to fight his way through like 3 or 4 cars before he even got close to Alonso. Oh, and Norris as well. Yeah, he had to fight through. Was it Norris? I don't know. He had to fight through like some guys before he got.
Norris, he had issue punch as well. So.
Yeah. So not good at all for the second drivers, and it didn't really help them as it probably should have, because Red Bull could have got a bit more points. I think the gap now in the constructors is 6 points, isn't it, between Red Bull and Mercedes? No, it's not. Yeah, it's 5 points between Red Bull and Mercedes. So yeah, let me come to you, Martin. Do you reckon that that was definitely a strategic error from Red Bull for Perez?
Yeah, I think it was just. I mean, Perez didn't get off to the great. Did he get off to a great start? I can't remember the start from him. But you know what? As much as I want to say it was a Red Bull messing up, we have to go back to qualifying, and like we bring this up
every single week.
He was on soft and didn't make it to Q3. That's on you, buddy. I'm sorry. That is on you. Listen,
that's on you, buddy.
I'm a Checo fan. I like Checo, yeah. I mean, it's hard for him to watch him at Red Bull this season, but it is what it is. We have to get paid in it. Sometimes we have to do what we got to do. It is what it is. But like, to not make it into Q3, that's a disgrace. That is actually a disgrace. And then you pay for it. If he qualified better on the Saturday, he wouldn't have been in a position that he was in. And even if Red Bull pitted him, they would have had a different strategy for him to be pitting, because he would have been higher up. But he didn't give himself that option. He made it hard for himself, and now he's just paying for it.
Yeah, not good at all. I'll be honest with you, not good at all, especially for Red Bull. Man, this title battle is like literally set up perfectly now. And well, I'm actually going to concentrate with these fucking YouTube comments, man. It's just making me laugh. But another guy that was affected by the tires as well, which kind of affected the constructors battle, was Lando Norris. He was doing all right in the race. I think he was P5. He was about to, extend his advantage over Leclerc, which I, as a Ferrari and Leclerc fan, was keeping very close tabs on. However, it eventually transpired that Ferrari finished 8th and 9th, therefore extending their lead in the Constructors' Championship to McLaren, and Leclerc closing the gap to Norris for P5 to only 1 point. Again, this is a big opportunity missed for McLaren, right?
They got smoked this weekend. I think Ferrari. You can see it from even free practice that the McLarens and Ferrari were not doing great this weekend. I don't know why, and Alpine were just ridiculously quick, and AlphaTauri as well. They were really, really quick. So I don't know what happened this weekend. Is that they done a switcheroo, but Ricardo.
Hey, let's speak about switcheroo then. The honey badger himself, that's native to Qatar, bro.
He's never leaving the fraud list. He's never leaving that list.
Right,
he's never leaving that list.
He was terrible. 12th.
Yeah, 4 weekend. I mean, they make it past. They didn't get into Q3 for qualifying.
I think he was averaging like 2 seconds a lap slower than everyone, than the front runners. It wasn't good at all, man.
I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happening to McLaren. Like this race again, they were just poor. Nobody there. I mean, like the Lando, he did climb his way. Actually, he would climb. Lando was, there about until the whole, tie situation. But yeah, it's just been a poor weekend. I don't know what's happened to Lando. I feel like since Russia, I don't know what's happened to the guy, but something's happening because the car hasn't dropped off that slowly since, like, okay, Ricardo's been poor all year, except for his W in W Monza. But other than that, like,
Ricardo has one good performance a year. He has one good performance a year. He did it at Renault last year. and he's doing it at McLaren this year. The guy is a wash driver, and I've been saying this for a long time now. He's a wash driver. He ran away from Max Verstappen, and ever since then, his career has just gone downhill. It's just plummeted. That boom. He's washed. How can you? And he's getting paid so much.
These comments are just.
Oh, he's horrid. He's a horrific driver. Like, listen, Lando's had I think since Monza, Lando's picked up 21 points or something like that. And Ricciardo hasn't even managed to overtake Lando yet, and you're both in the same car. You can call it new car tax all you want. The guy is washed. I do not I expect a lot better from someone like Ricciardo. Dumb honey badger.
Me personally, I'm not gonna be as harsh on Ricciardo as much. I feel like Renault again, his first season, his 2019 season was poor. Then, like you said, 2020 picked up and he got multiple podiums I wasn't expecting. This year, he's had flashes of brilliance, but it's not been great. But I can't. This year, he's running on personality and vibes. I can't lie. I expect Ricciardo, the driver, he's done well. You know, the same guy who done better than Vettel last season. The same guy he was pushing Max. Our World Rebel drivers is to be the best quote-unquote second driver. Renault, yeah, okay, cool. He did get him up to where they are now, but at McLaren, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's the team's not being built around him, the team's being geared around more to Lando. I don't know if it's a new car, apparently it's hard to drive. It could possibly be his last contract. So I don't. Even he himself said this is like he sees this as his last team. You don't see where else he can go. And he's been everywhere else on the grid. Really, like ever else be decided to move step. I doubt him going Ferrari or Mercedes. So
he's gonna go be a
I mean, I
just
don't think. I personally just don't think he's. You know, he's got that win at Monza. Yeah, fair enough. The comments are saying that as well. Like he got that win at Monza. Fair enough. Yeah, like it was a great race. You know, he got P1. Lando got P2, but guys, it is a crunch battle, you know, for P3 in the championship. Yeah, they're both gunning for that. Yeah, both Ferrari and McLaren are gunning for that. It's an exciting battle. I just don't know. On reflection, it just seems to me like Norris is the one, you know, literally dragging that team through. And Norris is still a very young driver, yeah, who's plying his trade in the world of Formula One. You know, and it's unfortunate not to get that race win at Russia. But if before the race, bruv, Danny Rick is talking about honey badgers and shit in like the press conference, in the pre-race fucking interviews and shit. Like, I don't want to be hearing that, especially if I'm a McLaren fan. I don't want to be hearing that. I want to hear about, oh yeah, look, we want to do damage this weekend. We want to make sure we get as much points as possible. Like the guy's just vibes, man.
The
guy's just vibes, and he needs to step up.
Because you're not going to get that from Danny Rick. That's the issue. You're not going to get that, you know, on the race now. You're going to get laughing and joking from Danny Rick.
Yeah.
Even Lando this season said at the beginning of interview, he said, no more Mr. Nice Guy now. I'm being serious. You see his persona, he's matured, he's kind of fixed up now. He still does his Twitch thing, but he's no longer on the jokes or banter as he was when he was there with like Science, for example, in his first 2 seasons. So
whew. Anyway, yeah, look, that battle goes on. Ferrari got 8th and 9th today. Leclerc, he started 11th, 12th. It was okay. Probably could have been better for him. Sainz fell away. Not good for him. On reflection, though, Ferrari collected points, but everyone was saying that it's going to be a whitewash, and you know they've got this P3 and the constructors, you know, nailed on. What's your thoughts on Ferrari going into the final 2 races, Martin?
I expect them to have a good race at Jeddah.
Are you expecting a race win? I mean, a few people are expecting Ferrari to get a race win somewhere along the line.
I said this. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the race, but I don't expect them to win the race. I wouldn't be surprised though. Like if, for example, Hamilton, God forbid, something happens and he can't finish first. I expect probably one of the Ferraris will probably be there to sweep it up. Because they got some great straight line speed as well. But yeah, I think it might be Sainz. Sainz, he's been the better driver this season. I think more podiums, 4-2, Leclerc's won. And he's like, I mean, Leclerc might have more points on him because they're more consistent, higher finishes. But I just feel like Sainz is just showing a little bit more in the Ferrari this year. I feel like Leclerc's been a bit of a disappointment. I can't lie. This year.
Don't like that, bro. I don't like you slandering my generational talent, Leclerc. Might have to remove you from the stream. Let's see, how do we do that? I'm only playing, bro. In all honesty, I was actually expecting more from Leclerc because I think we saw even in the speed traps and the sector times, he was doing really well in FP3. So I expected a bit more from him. Fair enough, like, you know, he collected points, he closed the gap to Lando, but I was actually expecting a bit more from him. Nice comment from Nam. Lewis won't let Ferrari win anything. He needs Jeddah. Speaking of Jeddah, we might just turn our attention to there, guys. What do you guys make of it? So we touched on it earlier. It's a sim track. I personally think it's a street circuit. We're going into the unknown. I don't think Mercedes hold an advantage there. I literally think it's going to be 50-50. Let me come to you, Martin. What do you reckon?
Everyone involved in making that track needs to be put in prison because there's some human rights violations gone on there. I'm sorry. If you see, they released pictures of what their tracks looking like at the moment, and a month ago it was not like that. They didn't even have tarmac down.
I was watching some preview of the Grand Prix. The guy was going through. Yeah, he must have like spent about 5 minutes discussing the track. And he was like, "Oh, this is only turn 10 of like 27. The track has 27 corners, turns on it. It's like windy and washy, and then it just got a couple of straights. And I don't know.
Yeah.
As Richard said, it is a banter circuit, but it's there. They got a race there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but no, I think it'll be a good race. I think overall, like, I expected Qatar to be a bit of a procession, and it wasn't. We got some nice overtaking and stuff. And I feel like Saudi will be similar. You get a lot of overtaking. The cars are going to be a lot quicker. And I expect it to be it sounds by it, and the simulation is just a very fast track. So could be something similar to Brazil. We could get something similar to Brazil.
Do you reckon Mercedes are going to put that new power, Brazilian power unit in this one?
Most definitely. They're turning that up, boy. They're turning that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told us after Spa was turning up. Last time you said it didn't work out.
Listen, as I said, I'm not responsible for what happens on the racetrack. But as far as I know, what happened in Spa? You got washed out. So you can't even say that we know what happened in Monza with Bottas. They turned the engines up. It's not my fault that Hamilton got stuck in the DRS train between the McLarens, and then what happened? The McLarens, and then he got crashed by Max Verstappen. Not my fault. That was again on Mercedes with their dumb strategy calls. And then after that, I mean, the only disappointing race they've had since then is Qatar. Like where everyone just genuinely shot that the Verstappen won. But yeah, man, they turned that engine up.
Yeah, they turned it. They definitely turned it up.
I was not 8 races off Richard. It was only half the season. They turned it up at Monza. Yeah, you saw how Valtteri just went through the track.
I suppose better late than never. Sets us up perfectly for the end of the season. Kwame Brundle, putting on your technical aerodynamic hat. How do you see that Jeddah circuit being for the drivers?
It's going to be a high speed. High speed. Obviously, because the street circuit is going to be quite flat as well, and high corner. It's going to be your typical street circuit. Like these guys said, the Pitstop Baku. It does remind me of Sector 3 of Baku. I thought like there'd be some crash. I thought I could predict a crash happening as well because obviously it's a street circuit, so it's going to be quite technical. Mazepin. But no, I feel like like these guys said, everyone said, I feel like this is up Mercedes alley. I feel like Mercedes, again, these fast, high speed corners are going to be geared up towards them. And also with obviously now their update on the wings as well, they're going to be even more faster. It'd be interesting to see how the engines work out. I'm seeing rumors that there might be another upgrade for Saudi in Mercedes, but I don't know. I don't really trust.
Right, Mercedes bring another upgrade. Wait, are they trying to take the piss or something?
And yeah, a last question as well with the tires. It depends on Pirelli, to be honest with you. Pirelli should learn the mistakes from Baku. Obviously, I believe they did in Monza, so it should be Gucci, but it all depends on Pirelli if they do them with Domino the C1 to C5 type pick.
Yeah,
Ready for this killing me.
well, these comments are just they're actually hilarious.
You Anik banging good, man.
Mate, we might have to make this a regular thing doing YouTube lives. It's been good fun. I'll be honest with you. It's been good fun. It's been a good vibe.
Boy. Bang your
Casual,
doors, Anik. Bang your doors.
Casual Sunday evening F1 chat. That's all I'm gonna call it. But yeah, guys, I suppose on that note, we should probably leave it there. It's been a great race. Down to 8 points in the title battle.
No driver of the day?
Who's doing driver of the day, Mazepin of the day?
Driver of the day, Mazepin.
I thought we touched on that. Bro, driver of the day is Alonso. You don't want to talk about Alonso. You're rocking a blue do
driver of the day,
and then
Lance Stroll. Well done, Lance Stroll. Didn't commit active
terrorism. Honourable mention to Lance Stroll.
It's not honourable mention. That's the driver of the day, isn't it? It's driver of the day, Lance Stroll. Our honourable mention will be Esteban Ocon. And just another honourable mention will be Lewis Hamilton just having just dominating that whole race.
Okay. Mate, these comments are ridiculous. Martin, I respect your little monologue on Stroll, but I'm sorry, it has to go to Alonso. I don't like Alonso. I'll be honest, I don't like him. You can't even pronounce joke properly. Yeah, like I can't stand Alonso. Like he's just an annoying guy. And when he turned around in Hungary and turned around and was to Max, like said, yeah, I did everything I could to hold up Hamilton. I knew this guy is just still got Hamilton living in his head rent free. So yeah, I can't stand the guy, but I have to respect his performance today, man. Come on, P3 was quality.
Is his beef with the FIA? That guy hates the FIA as much as I do.
That beef was just the dumbest beef, man. That man's not beefing over. I can understand why he's beefing because Massey and FIA they haven't been clear on track limits. Even this track, they're saying, okay, you can use a curb, you can use the section a bit over, but this guy tried to push it, man. Like, bro, just stick to the track limits. If they tell
who are we talking about now?
Stay in the road. If they tell you,
who are you talking about? Alonso.
Alonso, yeah. So he's complaining about track limits essentially with the FIA.
All right, and Mazepin Award, who's that going to? Gasly?
I'll say I have a tire in general, bro. I
have like 5. So my first one would be all the team strategists because they all have
100%. The strategists are definitely under watch.
Number 2, the FIA, like absolutely longing out decisions and just another stinker. George Russell, you finished behind a Haas buddy.
Oh, this is a gender, man.
Bottas had a stinker as well. That start was horrid. And Perez, honestly, another stinker from him as well. So those are my 5 Mazepins. But
I want to speak a bit about the FIA as well, because like they properly longed out this whole penalty thing. And I know he's touched on it at the start, but that was kind of jarring because it's like you made it stretch over 2 days and all of a sudden it's like no further action necessary, which is disgusting. Obviously, yeah, Horner's been a little bitch the whole weekend. But yeah, you touched on something, Martin. Russell got lapped. No, not lapped. He got overtaken by Haas, right? He finished behind a Haas.
Yeah, he finished behind the Haas.
Finished behind a Haas.
You got so yeah, he finished behind the Haas.
Oh, yeah,
and then yeah, he just finished behind the Haas. That's all I remember. Like I don't remember anything else, but I remember he finished behind the Haas. I looked at
as long as it fits the agenda, that's all that matters, isn't it, Martin?
Exactly. And he got lapped by Mick. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Got lapped by Mick. He got lapped by Haas. That's it.
So what's his agenda then?
That's who they think is going to be battling Lewis next year, you know. Boy.
So what's his agenda, Martin?
Huh?
What's his Russell agenda then?
Just George Russell, mate. I'm just a hater. There's no other thing to say about it. I'm just
so do you reckon he's gonna do better than Bottas then?
Nope. No, I feel he'll probably do the same. I think it'll take time to settle in at the Merc next year. I feel like everyone, especially with the new cars, but I don't think he'll do better than what Bottas has done this year. But maybe the year after he might get on to do better things. But for now, he's just gonna be little old George. That's it.
Little old George. He's not old. He's quite young, so he's got time on his side. But let's see. Mercedes put their stocks in him, so let's see what happens.
He's never winning a world championship. I don't think he's ever winning a world championship.
As long as Lewis is on the grid, I don't want anyone else to win a world championship apart from Lewis. Then hopefully it'll be Leclerc that takes the mantle off him. Kwame, who's your Mazepin of the day?
I'll give it to the AlphaTauri team. Just for their strategy and just for them fumbling. Both a podium finish and podium position for Yuki. They bought that. So yeah, I'll give it to AlphaTauri.
Yuki's fallen off, yeah. Like I don't know. This guy had an amazing start to the year.
He had a good start, but he hasn't fallen off. He's had a good start he's had a good season as a rookie. Like people want to talk about Yuki a lot, and like of course he was explosive, and what the talk from him coming up from F2 to F1, everyone's expecting big things from him. But I feel like people got to remember he is a rookie. Like it's his first season.
Okay,
he hasn't performed that badly. He's outperforming all the teams that he should do at the moment. So he's better than the Williams. He's doing better than the Williams drivers. He's doing better than the what's it called? The Alfa Romeos, and he's doing better than the Haas. He's not like he's disappointing me. He's ahead of all of those drivers. Yuki's doing it. He's struggled this year. He's had his problems, but especially in the last couple of races, he's really starting to find some form, and he's performing well. And listen, he's had a decent season for a rookie. He's not been the best, but compared to the other rookies on the grid, he's not spinning around. And I don't care what car
a lot.
These men are always spinning around, causing red flags, yellow flags, double yellows. But Yuki's not doing any of those things. Yuki's just driving his fight, doing his thing, and driving his race. That's it.
But that's just it. I'm checking the points totals now. Like Gasly's got 92 points. Yeah, Yuki's got 20 points. So of all the points that AlphaTauri have collected, Yuki's only got about 20% of them. Yuki's behind both Aston Martins, both Alpines in the driver's standings. Like you would probably expect a little bit more from him.
5-year veteran. He's been in that car since.
He's got 5 times more points than him.
It doesn't matter. He's been here for 5 years longer. He's been in that car for how long?
This guy's too shameless, man.
Like, what do you want Yuki to do? What do you want Yuki to do?
Just a little bit better.
He's doing fine. Keep it up, Yuki. You will do a lot better next season, and big things are coming for him. He's a future world champion. Mark my words. Future world champion.
Guys, I was ready to lock off the stream about 15 minutes ago, and now we decided to do driver of the day, Mazepin Award, and I'm hearing George Russell slander. I'm now hearing
Yuki don't finish behind the Haas, you know. Yuki didn't get lapped by Haas. Listen, but other drivers are.
Oh, good. Guys, it's been a pleasure as ever. Let us know what you think about the pod. Let us know what you think of the YouTube live. If you're watching this back later, yeah, give us a like, subscribe, get in the comments, follow us at Pitstop Fracas. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Safe.
Bye, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.